The lingering effects of lockdown on teenagers are quite concerning because, of course, we see high levels of anxiety. Now, the anxiety isn't always expressed as I'm really worried and frenzied. It's often expressed as I'm not going to opt in, I'm going to opt out, I'm going to play it safe. And so, one of the priorities that we all have with teenagers is to help them feel comfortable enough and connected enough to have a go at things that they're not almost immediately assured of it being successful in.
Well, the disruption of our year because of COVID has had definitely enduring effects for both the good and bad. I think on the good side, I think a lot of us are more autonomous than we used to be because we're kind of used to actually having to think for ourselves, not having someone there at every single step to guide us and actually having to take things into our own hands and take our learning into our own hands. So I think for VCE, that's been really beneficial for quite a lot of us, myself included, a lot of my friends. We've had that independence that we had to get used to during COVID, and it's really helped us during this exam period. But then on the other side, there's a lot of students who don't have that and who actually fell really far behind during COVID. And I think with everyone, there seems to be kind of a gap in people's knowledge, whether it be English, maths, science, I'm not sure. And because we're in the older year levels, the same kind of support that was offered to the younger years by the government hasn't actually been offered. And I think as well, especially the ones in year 12 this year, including myself, we've kind of got the worst end of the deal in every way. Because we were in year 9 and then year 10 during the COVID lockdowns, we didn't get any extra time on campus like other years did because they were afforded that. We didn't necessarily get the support we're kind of forgotten about. So I think now in our VCE year, there is some knowledge gaps. And I think that will probably hurt us when we do our exams. But I think as well, it's kind of it's a double-edged sword. Because, whilst for some of us it's been fantastic, to get used to that autonomy and to actually grow up and mature, some people really missed out on the opportunity of doing so at school. So I think the effects of COVID are quite profound, and I think will be continued to be seen over the next few years, which will be really interesting to see unfold.